Greetings, this is Lama Tantrapa. Welcome to the webinar dedicated to resolving the issues and problems of Tai Chi and Qigong teachers. Today, we are going to look into the specific problems that most of the teachers of Tai Chi, Qigong, and internal arts experience in their lives, especially as it comes to teaching students and attracting students. Obviously, one of the main reasons why Tai Chi and Qigong teachers often don't work as professional teachers full-time is because they don't have enough students to be able to support them. So in other words, teaching internal arts is still an avocation for them. It's still a hobby. And today, I'm here to share with you some of the discoveries that I made about making this avocation into a vocation. What I mean by that is that we are going to discover certain ways to overcome our inhibitions and other issues that stifle our ability to become professional teachers and instructors in internal arts, and also limit our ability to become successful. Now, what would it be like if you could do what you love doing the most full-time and be paid for that handsomely enough to make a decent, honest living practicing and teaching internal arts? That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? This is not just a figment of my imagination. It's not just a pie in the sky type of a daydream. This is something that I've been doing, and hundreds of successful Tai Chi, Qigong, and instructors in related disciplines have been doing. Unfortunately, there are many that aren't able to do that, and the main reasons why are three main reasons. There probably are others, and I would love to explore with you what those other reasons might be. And perhaps you have your own ways to find solutions to those problems. Now, first of all, let's take a look at what it would be like if we had not just individual teachers figuring out how to make a living teaching Tai Chi and Qigong, or meditation, or energy arts to that matter, but a community of like-minded people supporting each other, sharing the best practices, and inviting each other to collaborate on certain joint projects, workshops, events, and perhaps even creating conferences or other events together, or perhaps doing some projects online, such as webinars or summits, something that I have done for several years now. You probably have heard, or you might have heard, of the Summit of Qigong Masters. That's something that I've done year over year, and invited some of the top experts in the field of Qigong, Tai Chi, and related disciplines to get together and share their wisdom and the best practices as they pertain to specific areas of their expertise. And they did. Not only did they share an hour-long interview, each and every one of them also recorded an additional series of interviews, 4 interviews that comprised the post-conference programs. And you can imagine that this is not just something that those 12 top experts can be doing. You could be doing something similar with me, and you could also be receiving the rewards for doing that. Not only monetary rewards, but also you would become more known for that, whichever you want to be known for. If you're an expert in energy healing, you can participate in our events or summits dedicated to energy healing. If you're an expert in martial arts, for example, expert in kicking, well, great. We can organize a workshop or a seminar or a conference dedicated specifically to techniques pertaining to kicking or striking or doing some other things that people do in martial arts. As you probably know, there are many other applications of internal arts, both Tai Chi and Qigong, that can be applied to self-healing, healing other people, personal development, spirituality, and many other applications of our amazing arts. Now, what we're going to be doing is exploring how to become professionals in this industry. That's right. This is not just a bunch of people getting together and hanging out and playing some push hands. This is an industry. This is a line of work for many of us who have been dedicated to doing this work full time. And you are also invited to participate in our community by exploring what it is that is blocking your progress, or perhaps developing your own ways to overcome whatever challenges you run into so that you become as successful as you dream of being in terms of being a Tai Chi or a Qigong teacher. Now, obviously, I would need to share with you what those problems are. And I would consider that number one problem that most people that teach Tai Chi and Qigong run into is the problem that they don't really know which industry they're in. They don't really know what line of work that they're in. In other words, they often think that they are working as educators, or perhaps even healers, or perhaps they're wellness discipline practitioners. However, what we're really in is an industry dedicated to empowerment. We empower our students to discover how to be in the flow. We empower our students and our communities to develop a different slant on life that would allow them to live their lives more empowered, more enlightened, and in greater harmony with each other. We also empower people to discover specific methods of using their bodies in a way that is more harmonious, more powerful, and more beautiful. Sometimes it's not just a matter of external beauty, it also may be a matter of internal beauty, discovering the meditation practices that work particularly well to harmonize whatever issues we may experience or to balance our energies within. There are also applications of our arts that can empower us to step to the next level in our personal evolution or evolution as a species. That's right. We even had a whole summit of Qigong masters once dedicated to using the energy arts towards the evolution of humankind. Now, the conscious evolution of humankind obviously is not the thing that is on tip of everybody's tongue when they wonder about what Tai Chi and Qigong are for. But this is definitely a high level of dedication and expertise that are involved in this way of using energy arts and promoting not just our own personal development, but the evolution of the entire race. Now, how do we overcome this issue? Well, we simply need to develop a level of recognition that this is the real essence of our art. The essence of our art is not in teaching more forms. The essence of our art is not in presenting more workshops. The essence of our art is not about fixing one person at a time. Even though people can benefit from workshops or from healing sessions, but what they really, really benefit from is from becoming more empowered in their lives. And that's exactly what we offer, because who else offers that? If you think about it, there are very, very few people who are experts in empowerment. And somebody's got to do it. If not us, then who? The second, also rather ubiquitous problem that a lot of Tai Chi and Qigong teachers experience in their careers is that they focus on forms and certain appearances. They essentially think that their particular technique or their form is important, when it actually isn't important. The people who come to study with us don't care if our form is the most beautiful or the most correct form. If you think about it, you probably didn't start studying Qigong or Tai Chi because you decided that a particular school or a particular form was right. You probably started because you wanted to experience the benefits of the practice. You wanted to become stronger or more vital, have greater vitality, greater flexibility. Perhaps you wanted to learn how to be more balanced, physically, energetically, maybe even emotionally. And you probably didn't care that there were thousands of different styles of Qigong and Tai Chi. You probably didn't care that there were different schools that some believe are better and some believe are worse. You were simply looking for something that would work for you, that would allow you to resolve your own troubles and tribulations. Well, that's exactly what other people are looking for when they embark on the path of learning the internal arts. They don't care about the forms, they don't care about techniques, they care about the benefits. So reorienting our perspective from focusing on that which people think is so important when they study martial arts or internal arts for a while, such as techniques or particular forms, and developing a greater focus, paying attention to the inner essence of our practice. That is what we're really looking for, and that is the way to become much better at it as a Qigong or a Tai Chi teacher. And number 3 problem is directly related to the problem number 2. If in the situation where people believe that they practice the right style or their form is right, they essentially assume that others are wrong. Well, that is what leads to the 3rd problem, which is seclusion or insulation, being separated from the rest of people out there practicing similar or related arts. In other words, this is an issue of creating a wall between us and others. By thinking that what we are doing is better, we often develop the attitude that what other people are doing is not so good or is just worse. And that leads to lack of camaraderie, lack of rapport and trust among teachers and practitioners of the different styles of our arts. That leads to the sense of isolation, or I refer to it as the peerlessness syndrome. By thinking that we are peerless, or our system or style is peerless and better than others, we actually end up without peers. We end up without the colleagues that could sometimes be very helpful, not only because they could send some referrals to us, but also because they could share some of the best practices. They could also do some joint ventures. They could also participate in some events with us, and simply rubbing shoulders with other people who are in the same industry would be extremely beneficial for every teacher and professional in our arts. Now, there are some disciplines where people have great associations and they connect with each other and have conferences all the time. There are some associations that are supposed to bring together Tai Chi and Qigong practitioners as well. Both National Qigong Association as well as International and World Qigong Conference or Qigong Federation, Qigong Alliance, but there are just a few people, a few hundred people in each of them, whereas there are thousands upon thousands of teachers and practitioners. Most of them we don't know. We don't connect with them. Even when I invite people to appear on my show as guests. You may know my show, The Secrets of Qigong Masters. It's an award-winning talk show dedicated to the promotion of our beloved arts. Well, I invite teachers and experts in Qigong and Tai Chi and related disciplines to appear on my show as guests on a regular basis. But when I connect with them, they often say, wow, I never thought that somebody would invite me to be on some talk show. I thought nobody really cares about it, and there are no talk shows about the subject. So they're even discovering that there is such a talk show, and they can benefit tremendously by appearing as a guest and publicizing their events. If they've written some books or produced some videos, they can also bring those up and share with the listeners of our talk show about their teachings. And that's exactly what I'm here for. I am here to help you as a valued colleague of mine become more well-known for what you want to be well-known for. I want to help you become successful as you wish to be in your work as a Tai Chi and Qigong teacher, making it your full-time career so that you don't have to have a job anywhere else. You don't have to spend time doing what you don't like doing. You actually can spend time and be well paid for doing what you love doing the most, which is practicing Tai Chi or Qigong. This is exactly what we are doing with our Mastermind group. That's right. I want to introduce the idea of Qigong Mastermind group. This is something that I've organized over the course of several years. We've had 2 year-long mastermind groups so far. Each one was more developed than the previous one. The first one attracted only 6 people, but they were amazing individuals. Some of them were well-known Qigong masters. For example, John Milton from Colorado, or Dr. Nadia Linda Hall from Hawaii. There were some less known teachers from New Zealand and from Canada and from Europe, and there were some who were up and coming. Now, what happened as a result of participating in our mastermind group was amazing. Virtually every one of the members of the group either launched a new book or produced a film or created a program that was quite successful, depending on a particular level of mastery of that individual. They presented different skills and different methods. But what was in common between them is that they were supporting each other in launching their books, in creating their programs, or even shooting movies together. Now, what also happened is that we developed a much better understanding how to collaborate. So much so that we started collaborating with each other, creating joint events. I don't know how much you're familiar with my events, but I often go to California and other places where I meet up with Qigong teachers there, and we present joint workshops. And we also do online events together. For example, as I mentioned, the Summit of Qigong Masters that's happened more than once. The second mastermind group was even more developed, was even more focused on the benefits that each and every member could receive, and even led to greater level of success of each and every individual involved. Now, none of those groups had something that we are going to offer this time around. We are going to launch a new mastermind group, and it's going to be even better than ever before. What is going to be different about this mastermind group is that we're not only going to meet on a monthly basis for teleseminars or teleconferences. We're going to have a video conference. It's just like you're watching right now, except a dozen people or 10 people can easily be present in the same video conference and be talking to each other in real time and be able to see each other and share their expertise and wisdom with each other. They're also going to be sharing their dreams and aspirations, as well as keep each other accountable. Now, that's one of the things that very few people experience in our industry, because very few people actually have any accountability partners. Where do you get them from? You get them from the Mastermind group. The Mastermind group is where you get the partners who can also create a partnership with you in a joint venture or in a joint event. If you are writing a book or creating an online program or creating some other material that you want to promote, we can also promote each other's materials and facilitate each other's success. What's also important is we can share connections. For example, you know an editor, and one of the members of our group needs an editor. Well, that would be a natural thing to do, to make a referral. Somebody has a lead that has a student, for example, who contacted them from your area. Well, people are not going to rush to your area to work with that student. They will refer them to you. And that can be not just one person, but a number of people, especially if we do joint events, such as workshops, seminars, etc. What also happens is we create a series of each member of the group finds themselves an accountability partner and meets for a series of phone calls or video calls like this, where they can keep each other accountable in between the monthly sessions. Now, as I mentioned, this is one of the main benefits of being a member of such a group. You actually develop connection with somebody who is a real kindred spirit to you. And you begin to support that person in developing their level of success, as well as that person can start supporting you in stepping up to the next level as well. And I have never done this before, but we are going to add another element to our mastermind group. We're going to meet face-to-face. The entire group will meet together at the next World Qigong Congress next year in San Francisco, California. That's right. I'm actually going to organize a part of that Congress that will be dedicated to our mastermind group, where we're going to have a panel, a discussion, to which we're going to also invite some other experts. I have a number of friends and colleagues who would love to come and share whatever they need to share with us if we need their help. For example, whether they are experts in online marketing or organizing live events or publishing books or producing videos and so on. And also we can invite other Qigong masters and well-known experts in our field to come and present to us their perspectives on how to create collaboration between the members of our community. Now, this is something that in other industries, people pay a lot of money for. And of course, I receive questions all the time. So how much do you charge for this mastermind group? Well, in many areas of work, in any line of work, this type of mastermind group would be at least $12,000 or more, $1,000 a month, because that's what it's worth. And often it's worth a lot more than that, because it really boosts your ability to become the best Tai Chi or Qigong teacher you can be. However, I'm not going to charge you $12,000 a year. I'm not going to charge you $1,000 a month. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to charge you $5,000 a year. What happens is that our mastermind group is one of the first mastermind groups in our entire industry, in our entire community of Tai Chi and Qigong practitioners. So I'm going to make it really easy for you, and also no nonsense decision, because what happens is that we have only 10 open spots in our mastermind group, and each of those spots will probably be taken up by the end of this week. By the time we complete celebrating the World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, which is this Saturday, our mastermind group enrollment will probably be closed. That's right. When I talk about enrollment, I mean we actually request that each and every person who wants to participate in our group first needs to fill an application. It's not really an application, it's more like an online questionnaire that you can easily fill by going to qigongmasters.com/collaborate. That's right, qigongmasters.com/collaborate. This is a short application that you can fill within 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max, and it will give me and other members of our team an opportunity to review who you are and whether or not we are the right match for each other. If we are, then we'll invite you for a private interview by phone. And in addition to that interview, you will have another opportunity to meet with me if you are selected to become a member of our mastermind group. That's right. As a bonus, I'm also offering a complimentary Qigong coaching session to each and every member of our Qigong mastermind group. Qigong coaching session is something that is dedicated to bringing your energy awareness to the heightened level that will allow you to identify what is exactly the energy that is necessary for you to manifest and live their dreams. If you have that energy within you, we'll find a way to activate it. And if you don't have that energy, we'll learn how to tap into external resources to develop the access to that energy. Now, I pioneered this whole profession of Qigong coaching and worked with hundreds upon hundreds of people who virtually all benefited tremendously from receiving this coaching and often continue working with me years and years after they started. You will be able to receive a complimentary session as a bonus that I normally charge $250 for. Now, the question is, how much is participation in our program? So, as I mentioned, you will not need to pay even $5,000 for our program. As a matter of fact, it's going to be only $1,900 and $1,999. It's simply $2,000 for an entire year. So what happens is that we will offer you an opportunity to not only participate in the monthly meetings, but also cover your tuition or your participation in the World Qigong Congress. Your membership in the Qigong Congress will be on us. And in addition to that, I want to also offer you a guarantee. Now, what's my guarantee? If after the first month of participating in our mastermind group, you do not feel that you received the benefit of being a member of our community, you will be able to withdraw and get all your money back. Now, I've never offered this guarantee before because I wasn't really sure if everybody would benefit. Well, now I know that everybody will, because we're not going to accept everyone. We are only going to accept people who we feel are the right match for our mastermind group. So in a sense, we make it also foolproof. If you feel that you are the right person to participate in our team of the most amazing and most collaborative teachers of Tai Chi and Qigong, please join us by filling your application at qigongmasters.com/collaborate. And to complete our short video today, I want to thank you for your interest and invite you to enjoy the celebration of the World Tai Chi and Qigong Day that's coming up in just a couple of days, this Saturday, April 25th. I would love to hear about your way of celebrating this only professional holiday that we have. So please email me directly at tantrapa@gmail.com, tantrapa@gmail.com, and let me know how you are celebrating. I look forward to hearing from you and to working with you in our mastermind group. Namaste.